Hello, hello. If you guys have never seen me before, I'm Coin Ring Maker from coinringmaker.com, and I'm pretty excited about this one. This is going to be a Washington quarter. We're going to make it size 7.5, and the customer left me a little note on this order that said, I don't know if you care, but I'm going to propose with this ring. And they ordered a copper clad Washington quarter, and since they're going to propose with it, I'm going to upgrade this thing to a 90% silver proof quarter. So we're going to make it really nice for them, because it's going to be a engagement ring. I think that's super sweet. So we're going to get started on this in just a second. While at work, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you want to check out my shop, I can link it down here. There we go. So we've got the shop link down there. If I need to repin that, just ask in the chat. And let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we got to do is punch a hole right in the middle of our quarter. And this is a 90% silver proof quarter. And there's two good ways to check and see if you've got a silver quarter. One giveaway is the mint mark. If it has an S mint mark, it's probably a proof coin, but it still could be copper. So the next thing you want to do is look at the edge of the quarter. Most copper quarters are going to have quite a bit of copper showing on that reeded edge, whereas 90% silver quarters are going to be nice and silver looking. So that's a good way to check. So we're going to make this engagement ring, and let's punch a hole in it. Y'all check out the shop down here. If you have any questions, let me know. Where's the bottom half of this tool? That's weird. 2007 silver coin? Yes. I've got all 50 states in 90% silver and copper clad on the website, coinringmaker.com. This one right here is a 90% silver proof Washington quarter from 2007. I can't believe this. I'm a little embarrassed. I have lost part of my tool. Where could it be? Y'all tap the screen while I continue to embarrass myself looking for this thing. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes. Y'all are crushing it. Sorry for the interruption. Go ahead and put this up here so y'all can see the website. Where in the world would it be? How bizarre. I'm losing my mind. All right, guys, come on over here. There she is. All right, now we can get to work. Sorry about that brief interruption. Silly. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. Looks like we hit 2,000 likes while I fumbled around. Sure do appreciate it. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Now we're going to hammer that right on through our coin. So what I'm doing is I'm making a silver quarter into an engagement ring. I think so. If you guys want to check out my finished work, you can tap this link down here. I make a lot of different types of rings, so go check them out. Here is our... Isn't it going to turn your finger green? Well, there's two different types of quarters I work on. This one is 90% silver. So if you look on the inside of the coin there, it's very silver colored. If you compare that with... Let me see. Like a regular quarter. These are copper, like nickel sandwiches. Mostly copper. You can see the copper on the edge of the coin there. And I do make these because some people want copper jewelry and they want something at a little lower price point. But I recommend getting a 90% silver one if you're worried about the green finger. So that doesn't really happen with these. What got me into this type of work? Is this a business or a hobby? It started out as kind of like a personal challenge. I saw a YouTube video of a guy make a quarter into a ring one day, just chilling, sitting on the couch. And I thought, oh, that's looks like a fun afternoon kind of challenge, see if I can do it. And I pretty much became hooked. I've been doing this about 4 years now. Started as a personal challenge, grew into kind of a hobby, and at this point, it's a full-fledged business, and it's what I do for a living. Got my own LLC and everything. It's been a pretty wild ride. Like, I did not intend for this to become a career. It just kind of snowballed into it. But I really enjoy the process, and I really like making rings for people. So if you guys want to check out the shop, again, the link's down here. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. What we're doing right now is cleaning up that cut edge right there to smooth it out. Yeah, me too. It's been a pretty wild ride. Now we got the inside nice and smooth. We're going to anneal our quarter. It's a process where we hit it with some fire. It's going to help soften up the metal, make it easier to fold and shape. So let me go grab my torch. What do I do with the scrap? So for a long time, I just kind of collected it, like sorted it and stashed it away. More recently, about 2 weeks ago, I started dipping my toes into like melting it down into like little buttons and bars. And that's been going okay until I ran out of map gas. So I am trying to repurpose the scrap, and this is kind of like the first trial run of like making a coin ring out of scrap. So I poured this into, it's like a Celtic compass mold, and then I made it into a ring. It's very large, but that was my first try. So it's pretty cool. I definitely have more work to do. Here's another little silver button I melted down. I think this is empty. Well, that's not good. It's not illegal. No, it's very similar to like a penny smashing machine. You might find it like Six Flags or SeaWorld. If you've ever been to like, I don't know, a lot of places have them, museums. So you can't fraudulently alter currency. An example of that would be like taking a penny and making it look like a dime and trying to spend it. Like you can't make alterations to like deceive people, but you can make jewelry out of coins. So there's a pretty fine line of what you can and can't do. Interestingly, there is something I wanted to do that I found out that I can't do. So I can't put like branding on coins and put them back into circulation. I'm not allowed to do that. But like if I alter the coin to the point where it's not like a spendable coin anymore, then like yeah, it's an entirely different thing. People do it with stickers. Yeah, people do a lot of things that they shouldn't do. And it's specifically for like business branding. So like I've seen some like, I don't know, like Kennedy stamps on coins or like crosses, and like that seems to be okay. But like if I went as far as to put like my personal business's logo on currency and put it into circulation, like that's a no-no. I'm not allowed to do that. I can't make it into like a business card. Which I was kind of surprised when I found that out. So we've got our quarter on a doming block here. And then we've got a 3/4 inch Delrin ball in a place on top. And then we've got these on a 1-ton arbor press. And I'm just going to give that a nice fold. That gives you a really nice, evenly folded band to start. Then I go to my my 17-degree die, and I fold it a little bit more. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask. You guys are asking good questions today. That is our ring so far. Looking real nice and sharp. That's one thing I really do like about working with proof coins is the detail on these things is just perfect. Really, really nice, clean text. Yeah. And clean up that cut edge with a little bit of 4-0 steel wool. Just smooth it out a little bit. Sometimes when you start stretching and shaping the metal, it tends to make these little like hairline micro cracks. And if you don't smooth them out really quick and you keep stretching, they tend to grow and you can split your ring if you don't pay attention. That's another reason to anneal the coin as well, to soften it up. Here's an example of what happens if your coin splits. It's bad news bears right there. So now we're going to go stretch this out on our ring stretcher a little bit. That's this bad boy right here. And how this works, it's a pretty cool tool. So it's got this handle here, and when we push the handle up, the spike moves upwards, right? And on the outside of the spike are these splines. There's kind of split up, so there's a couple different pieces here. And the inside spike is wider at the bottom than it is at the top. So as you push this up, it pushes the splines outward and stretches the ring. It's pretty great. This particular one's from Pepe Tools. It's not the first one I've used, but it's definitely got really nice action to it, and the top of it's much smaller than the first one I got, which is like $100 kind of cheap ring stretcher. And this one I like much, much more, but it took a while to work up the funds to get something like this. This is a really specialized jewelry tool right here. Several $100 investment, but very worth it for a guy like me who makes rings every day. So what I want to do is stretch this ring out until there's no longer a gap between the ring itself and the stretcher on the top. Right here, see there's a little gap. We want to make sure there's no gap. So I'm going to stretch it a little bit more. And that's just to give it a better shape. Have I made a ring with a Walking Liberty? Oh yeah. I have a pretty decent year range for Walking Liberty $half. Starting at 1940 all the way up to when they pretty much stopped making them. They look really good. I like them a lot. They are older coins, so the details on them aren't as sharp as, say, like a proof quarter like this one, but they still come out looking really nice. If you want to check those out, you can tap this link down here and just search walking, and they should come up. I also have like 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce fine silver kind of imitation Walking Liberty rounds. that have a bit sharper detail. But that is a little bit of a softer metal than 90% silver, which is fine silver. That is our coin ring so far. And when you use the ring stretcher, there tends to be still a little bit of a cone shape. It'll be wider on one side than the other. So I like to stretch these at least one size over our target size. Had this one at a size 9. And now we're going to reduce it down to about a 7.5 with this reduction die. I'm going to start with the wider side face down and give it a good push into the die here. I like to do little changes and try and keep each side of the ring as even as possible. So you can see that the other side is flared out now compared to the reeded edge. So we're going to flip it over and kind of even those two sides out as we go. That's going to help keep a nicer shape on the ring. That's starting to look really nice. We still got a bit more reduction to do. We'll flip it over again. And I'm moving this maybe 1 to 2 millimeters down at a time. Just really subtle changes. I found that if you really mash it and try and change the shape fast, it tends to go a little wonky on you. So we got a really nice looking shape there. Now we can hop it over here. And the next step is on the inside of the ring. You can see kind of a raised bit of metal underneath the text there. That goes all the way around. And we're going to go ahead and remove that because it's not very comfortable and it kind of throws off the sizing on the inside. So we'll get our deburring tool and clean that out. If anybody has any questions, let me know. If you guys want to check out the shop, link is down here. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that follow button. We got 5,500 likes on this live. It's pretty damn good, guys. Thank you very much. Pretty good. Do I teach? I have tutorials on my YouTube channel. It's called Coin Ring Maker. And I also have a recommended tool list for people who are starting out on my website. And that's just coinringmaker.com. There's a button pretty close to the top of the page that says recommended tool list. And it's got videos on how to use the tools, as well as links on where to get them, and kind of descriptions of what they're for and why you need them. I haven't done any like one-on-one classes, but like I said, I do have quite a few tutorial videos on YouTube. It's just slipping out of here. Let's try the other side. Yeah, this holder is 3D printed. You can see the layer lines on it. You just want to make one? Yeah, check out the YouTube channel and the if you go to like my earlier videos on YouTube, I'm using like cheaper, simpler tools. So that's more like introductory level. At this point, I have some more advanced stuff that you may not want to indulge in if you're just wanting to make one. There's one video on YouTube, I think it's called "You Don't Have to Spend Thousands of Dollars to Make a Coin Ring," or a ring out of a coin, one of those. That's a pretty popular video, which outlines like cheaper tools you can use. No, my shop is not open to the public. But I'd be happy to help you. You can shoot me a message or an email, or just ask questions in the comments of my videos if you get hung up on something. I've helped quite a few people get into it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, there's at least 5 people out there that have started their own coin ring making business with my help. So I don't have any problem with there being more coin ring makers or competition or anything like that. I think if you want to do this and you're willing to ask for help, I'm happy to help you. It's not the easiest thing to get into. I would recommend starting with copper coins, because jumping right in with silver coins can get expensive. Yeah, I know, Chris. Yes, this is a 90% silver proof Washington quarter from 2007. All right, we got that little lip cut away there. I like to follow up with some 4-0 steel wool just to smooth that edge out. Might make it look a little nicer. So I work on a lot of different types of coins: 90% silver, fine silver, 40% silver, copper clad, some sterling. If you guys want to check that out, go to coinringmaker.com. It's pretty easy to remember, I think. Yeah, there's lots to choose from if you're interested in getting one. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Just broke 6,000 likes. Very nice. So this particular order, the customer ordered a copper clad quarter and then left a message saying that they're going to propose with this ring. So I upgraded it to a 90% silver one. Did I get the holder off Etsy? I did. The shop that makes that holder is Moneymaker Coin Crafting. If you're looking for one, just take a screenshot of that. And that's where I got them. I'm not sure what the product is called. I don't remember the specific name for it, but it is super useful. That's the second one I bought, because I used one so much I cracked it. But yeah, really handy. I don't really use this part. This is specifically for like popping coins into while you deburr them. I found that it's easier just to hold the coin. But it's really good for holding rings, which can be a bit more tricky to deburr with just your fingers. So yeah, it's a good tool. Highly recommend. All right, let's see our ring size. We were shooting for a 7.5. That's pretty damn close, guys. Quarter of a size off. Quarter of a quarter size. 1/16 of a size off. And we'll reduce it slightly. Hopefully not too much. I barely moved it. It's just a little too much. Sometimes you gotta bounce back and forth from the stretcher to the reducer till the size is just right. But this one came in so close already. Usually I'm at least half a size off. Perfect. 7.5. All right, now we get to do my favorite part, which is where we make it all nice and shiny. We're gonna start with this. It's called Mother's Mag and Aluminum Polish. This is my favorite polish for removing fire scale from coins. So when you anneal coins, you tend to get kind of a black substance on it. Especially with copper clad quarters, it's really hard to remove. And this is the best stuff I've found. Works really good on 90% silver too. So we're just gonna get a little glob of it, pop it on microfiber cloth, and just completely coat this thing inside and out. And while we polish this up, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You can check out my store. Stay here on TikTok, Hear Me Talk. Just tap on that little link down there. Go take a look around the shop. Come back, let me know what you think of the website. I can always use constructive criticism on how my website looks. And thanks for stopping by and watching me work today. What made me start making coin rings? I saw one YouTube video, just random YouTube video. Wasn't even looking for it. Just came up on the feed of a guy making a quarter into a ring. I was like, I got a free afternoon. Let's see if I can do it with crap I've got around the house. And first ring was not very pretty. But I kept going. Like, and as I kept trying, I really started to enjoy the process. And I really liked making coins into rings. Then I brought a couple to work just to show people what I was doing. They were like, let me buy one. I was like, okay. So I sold a couple to friends, and they recommended, trying to sell some on the internet. And it's just kind of blown up from there, snowballed into a whole business. This is what I do for a living now. It's pretty wild. What do you punch your hole with on the first? So when I first started, I used guides like these that I 3D printed. I've got these on my website. They're under 3D prints, and they're quite a bit cheaper than different types of guides out there. But you need this and a punch and die kit, and basically you pop your coin in here, put your punch on the other side, and it'll line up and punch through. Nowadays, I use this tool. This is Jason's Works Auto Punch. It auto centers the coin. It's got kind of a cone shape on the top here, so it works for all different sizes. Put your coin on the platform, tighten it down, and then hammer through. These are rather expensive, though. So if you're just looking to kind of play around, I'd recommend getting the 3D printed guide, testing that out, making a few rings, and if you can make some money off it, upgrade to Auto Punch later. I waited about 1.5 years until I got the Auto Punch. I really wanted to make sure it was going to be something that would be worthwhile because it's quite an investment. Some of these tools can get a little pricey. You throw jewelry in front of any tool and it's going to like triple the price. Like a saw and a jewelry saw, whew, major difference with that one word. You know, file, a jewelry file, quite a bit more expensive. And that's not something I really knew when I first started making jewelry. It was something I had to kind of find out along the way. It's coming along really nicely. We still got some of that residual polish on there, but you can see it's much cleaner than before. Polish it just a little bit more and then we'll clean it up. If anybody else has any questions, let me know. I'm pretty excited about this one. The customer said they're going to propose with it. So we want to make sure it's looking sharp. Thanks for the fire, JJ. I'm going to dip this in some water to kind of break down that polish that's left on there. Can a customer provide their own coin? They can. I've done some custom work in the past. I have a button on my TikTok profile that says get a quote. That's a good way to start a custom order. I prefer to work on coins I have in my inventory. So if you wouldn't mind seeing what I have available on the website first, just because I have backups of those coins. So sometimes when I'm working on coin rings, they don't really cooperate or a personal error. Some coins just don't want to become rings. And that scares me a little bit when working on customers' coins. I'm just a little more comfortable working on my own because I have backups in case something goes wrong. But if like beforehand we do kind of a talk and understand that, you know, there's a possibility that your coin may be destroyed in the process and you're okay with that. If something does go wrong, the way I have it set up is I just refund the order and send whatever is left of the coin back to the customer. But I make sure with every custom order that they understand that that is a possibility. I've never done it with a custom order. I've never messed up one, but I want you guys to know ahead of time that it could happen. How's it going, Jason? There is our ring so far. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to polish it up a bit more with this polishing cloth here. It's going to help us get a nice mirror finish on it. But yeah, I'm pretty stocked up on coins at the moment. I do appreciate it. Yeah, we're all doing good here, man. Been stuck in fog for like 4 days. So it's nice to actually see that the blue sky is still there. It's been gloomy. Well, thank you, bud. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell some rings before I buy any more coins. So if anybody's looking for a coin ring, you can use the coupon code WELCOME. It'll save you 10% off your order. Shop link's down here. Go get you something cool. There is our 90% silver Washington quarter coin ring. Looking sharp. Guys, I'm about to head out of here. So if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that follow button. And if you have any questions, ask them now. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this one came out pretty dang good. Thanks for the money gun, man. JJ dropping the gifts. I do appreciate it. Thanks, man. Get it real shiny before I head out. Thank you. We'll do the finger test. If y'all can see my fingers in the ring, it's shiny enough. That's pretty shiny right there, man. That looks good. My fingers are dirty, but that ring is clean. Well, thanks again for stopping by and watching me work today. I hope the rest of y'all's day is absolutely wonderful. We'll catch you next time. Peace.